Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're well. Today, we are going all aboard the hype train. This is an artist's rendering of what the hype train looks like. But that's right, that's what we're doing, hype train, because we are talking about Lattafa's Art of Universe. Damn it, my green screen. Can you see that? Can you see it from there? Dang it. Dang it. I'm gonna have to buy a new one. That's gonna cost me at least $3. Ah, dang it. I damaged it again over here. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it.
Virgin ears.
So yeah, Art of Universe, that is what is on the docket today. And this is one that I had to purchase through unscrupulous means. By that I mean Amazon. I just bought it through Amazon. But I don't typically use Amazon for fragrance purchases or eBay. I mean, on rare occasion, but most of the time, no.
Alexa, add Big Hairy Balls to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added Big Hairy Balls to your shopping list.
Typically, I'll buy through a discounter. You know, JOMASHOP, Fragrance Buy, Perfume Box, Fragrance Net, something like that. But this one was sold out. Sold out everywhere, which is why I had to buy it through Amazon. And I paid a little more than I would have liked. I paid like around 55 bucks for it. But as of when I'm filming this right here today, right this moment, it's online for like 38 bucks. It's starting to pop up at discounters once again. So I would suggest to you, if you don't own this fragrance, but you're very interested in it, you're gonna pick it up, don't be like me. Some people, in fact, have been smoking the Hobbit's weed and they're listing it for way too much on eBay. Again, as of this video, there's somebody asking over $160 for this fragrance. Like, they want you to pay them $160 for the benefit of having your very own Lattafa. Not just that, it's in one cart, and 2 of them have sold. Don't do that. What is wrong with you? Let's go ahead and take a look at the presentation. Here we have the outer box. You have on the front there a picture of the bottle, the name of the fragrance, the size and concentration. It's an eau de parfum 100 ml size. You have the Lattafa logo up top. On the back, your sticker of authenticity, your ingredients, and your caution information. And then on the bottom, your badge code. My bottle was made in December of 24. So as I said, this is the outer box. So you open this up and within you will find your real box, and also that pamphlet. So this is basically just showing you more Lattafa fragrances. Oh, Art of Arabia, oh, nice. Peace and love, ah. How useful. Don't litter, kids. So here's the box made of plastic. You have on the front there, once again, name of the house, size, concentration, fragrance name, all that. Opens up to the side, like so, and then your bottle sits inside this foam cutout. But that's not all. There's an additional foam cutout right here that keeps your bottle snugly in place, which this is like a fix after the fact is what it looks like. I'm assuming what happened is they initially made these you know, these boxes and bottles and everything, and they were like, it'll sit in fine right here. But what happened is it came loose and then would bang around on the inside here. So they were like, okay, cool. We'll just get a little piece of foam and then we'll stick it right in there. But it does the job, so fair enough. And here we have the bottle. You have on the front there, the universe. And by the universe, I mean Earth, Mars, Saturn, looks like Jupiter in the background there. Some clip art shooting stars, a sun, or is it like a flower kind of down in the corner? Rad. It does look cool though, I like it. But to be fair, some people's cool is other people's tacky. So I say cool, maybe you say tacky, potato, potato. On the bottom, you have the size 100 mils. On the cap, it says Lattafa on one side, Lattafa Pride on the other, and on the bottom a little sticker. And the cap does click into place, but kind of lightly, so maybe don't pick it up by the cap. Let's go ahead and do a few sprays. Here we go. Or 2 sprays, 2 is good. So the first question that everybody is gonna have on their mind, what does this smell similar to? Because it is a Lattafa. And that's just how it goes. That's just how it is. So the fragrance that it gets compared to is Blue Talisman. And I do think that you can wear this as an alternative to that fragrance or in place of that fragrance, but do also understand this is not a one-to-one with Blue Talisman. So don't go into this thinking, oh, it's gonna be the exact same. because it's not. It's similar, it's in the same style, same wheelhouse. If you like one, you'll probably like the other. So that's why I say you could wear it in place of Blue Talisman, but this one is a bit sweeter. So when you first spray this on, it has citrus and ginger along with pear, actually a decent amount of pear. There's also some mint in there as well. So very zingy, lively, sparkly, and bright, and sweet. Almost like a mixed fruit drink, like a sugary fruit drink. A little bit leaning toward diabetes, a little bit when you first spray it on. And I gotta say, it's something I had to come around to because the first couple times that I smelled this one off the top, I was like, ugh, it is just too sweet. Like it's just, ugh, like headache inducing almost if you spray too much of it on. Just really is like sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar to an extent. But then after you wear it a few times, you come around to it, you get used to it maybe. And maybe that's a better term, you get used to it. And then it smells nicer. Although if you really enjoy sugary openings, you know, lots of fruit going on, then the opening could work really well for you. And you might not find it too cloying at all. But for me, off the top, especially initially, like I said, bit much, a weird noise. It does have a bit of a synthetic pop to it as well, but people could say the same thing about Blue Talisman, so I mean, 6 half dozen as far as that goes off the top. Now, even though that opening can be a bit much of a punch with all those sweets going on there, as it dries down, it does get way easier to pull off. So it's got a really fizzy opening. Ginger, mint, all that citrus, and the pear over top. Like each one of those notes individually, the way it's used here, has kind of like a fizzy poppiness to it. But when you put them all together, it's like, pff, it's almost like dropping Mentos into a Sprite or something. It just, Mentos does that with Sprite too, right? I think it's just all carbonated drinks, not just Coke. I know they always drop the Mentos in the Coke. That's one you always see, but I would imagine it works on Sprite too. But anyway, it's kind of like that. It's got a lot of like just explosive fizziness almost when you first spray it on. Now as it dries down, it smooths out a lot of that. So it still maintains a little, but it just is less aggressively so. You still have some of the residual sweetness, but again, reined in just a little bit as you hit the mid, and you still have some of that fresh ginger in there. So it gives it this nice little kick of fresh spice from that ginger, and a little bit of mint as well, kind of working in tandem. You start to get orange blossom that comes out. It's nice and clean, a little bit smoother, a little bit softer, that orange blossom note, which helps take a little bit more of that edge off of the other sweeter notes that are in there, even though the orange blossom does impart kind of its own type of sweetness to an extent. And the dry down is pretty simple as far as the notes go: musk, amber, cedar, nothing too crazy there. And of those notes, the one that comes across the most clearly is the musk, kind of this just fresh, clean, white musk in there. Again, kind of like a fuzzy, clean aspect from that, a little bit of woodiness as well. So it maintains this nice level of freshness, even into the dry down. You know, it doesn't get dark or overly heavy in the sense of like warmer notes that really kind of drag it down a little bit. Just a fresh, modern, semi-woodsy kind of base. And you still get a decent amount of that sweetness that carries over into the dry down as well. So yeah, as I said, you can wear this kind of as an alternative to Blue Talisman, but do beware, you're gonna get a different hit with the sweetness off the top, but still done in a similar way. And in terms of performance, yeah, it's pretty strong, especially initially. If you go real heavy with this, whoo, the first long while that you have this on, if you went heavy, ooh. Especially if it's real hot out where you're going, I feel bad for the people around you. But you get more than you pay for, unless you pay like 160 bucks, then you don't. But if you pay within reason, you know, $40 or even less, in terms of performance here, really, really good. And seasonality wise, it hits like a spring, summertime fragrance with the understanding that it's quite sweet, as I've said 30,000 times. And so if you're wearing it in the middle of summer, really hot and humid, I mean, you can still wear it, but I would tone it down. Like, don't be one of those dudes who's spraying 30 times or something. You're a psychopath, okay? Don't do that. I know that TikTok is cursed, but I've seen on there people who will have a fragrance that's like really, really, really strong. And they'll be like, okay, here's my spray routine. And they will legitimately spray like 35 times. Like, no exaggeration, and they're passing this off like, oh yeah, bro, that's my spray routine. What are you doing? Don't do that. Just don't do that. Keep it within reason, and it smells very, very nice. And because of the performance here, even though it comes across more spring and summer, you can absolutely wear this during fall and winter. And I would actually encourage you to wear it during fall and winter as a change of pace versus some of the more typical fall winter time scents. Because if you have something like this that leans a more a fruity, sweet kind of style, more of a daytime fragrance, more of a warm weather style to most people, but it has really good performance, You could wear that when it's cold outside and it'll give you a completely different aspect, completely different change of pace versus the more typical stuff. So overall, how does Art of Universe hit for me? Well, what I paid, about 55 bucks. That's probably the upper end of what you should expect to pay for it. Not that the quality is low or the performance is bad, as I said, that's not the case. But it is a Lattafa at the end of the day, and the price is going to be less when it hits discounters and actually stays in stock. So when you can scoop it for, 38 bucks, 40 bucks, that's really where you should be targeting it. You shouldn't be paying $60, $70, $80, or $160. It's not worth that. That is insane. And whoever out there scalped this for, 30 bucks or 35 bucks or whatever they paid for it, and now they're flipping it for 80 or 160, you should be ashamed. It's not nice. It's like those guys who run into Costco and buy all the Pokemon cards so they can sell it to children, or more realistically, other adult males, for way more than what they paid. Shame, shame. But yeah, around 40 bucks, this is solid. You get the performance, you get a similarity to another in-demand fragrance, as long as that sugar works for you. Some people are gonna be disgusted by the opening. I would love to tell you to sample this first, and as long as that opening works for you, you are gravy. People have had really good reactions to this while I've been testing it, so obviously in the air, people think it smells fantastic. But man, right up close sometimes, sweet. But yeah, as long as that opening works for you, you are gravy. And even if it doesn't, wear it a few more times, let it grow on you a little bit, because that dry down works. So there we go, Lattafa. Ooh, see, that is the bottle test. That's what I was doing, it worked. Lattafa Art of Universe with pamphlet. Dang it. I wanted it to slide like right there. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later, guys.